Hey everybody, it's Matt Herzog here. I know it's been a little while since my last post, but I came across this podcast episode this morning from Lenny's Pod and had Jason Lemkin on. And Jason, he is the founder of Saster, as well as worked at Adobe and have great content when it comes to go-to-market and AI, and specifically AI and go-to-market. They built out a couple of their own AI tools, and I'll go over the podcast. So basically, to summarize this podcast, it's Jason explaining how are they using AI tools and how are they using them specifically in GTM to pretty much take a 10-person sales team, into his words, and make them into two, right? And really just mapping out the jobs to be done by SDRs and then putting agents in those specific buckets. So what I went and did, I heard that podcast this morning, and then I was using Claude Code with Ralph plugin to then spin up, an AI SDR reply agent, right? So, the problem, emails coming in, you're sending your outbound campaigns through Smartly instantly, especially if you're an agency, right? You're going to have tons and tons of replies coming back. And if you have an SDR manually having that and manually triaging those replies that are coming in, they could take a while to get a reply. Your SDR, your inbox manager, if you're using Outlook or whatever, or Outreach, Sales Loft, whatever sequencer tool that you're using, manually replying to each one or anything like that, it's just hours and hours a day that can compound over a week and over time. And I've lived this experience. I started out in GTM as SDR at Salesforce before moving over into engineering for the past couple of years. So I definitely have felt this pain, even with the new shifts of the tooling and everything like that. So the solution, right, this could sit right on top of your sequencer, because basically what it is, a couple API calls, and we'll kind of go over like the workflow of it. So you basically have an inbound reply, right? And then for this example, I use Gong, so we'll have a client knowledge base here. Gong, this is where the agent is going to be pulling in from, and then you could have specific questions, interested, objection, not right now. So we could send over like an inbound reply, right? So this is coming in from an automated outbound email sequence. A prospect replies, can you send me pricing for 75 reps, right? Then it comes in here. This agent kick off and it's getting the research, classifying it. And if you have Smart Lead or Instantly, you know exactly what that looks like. You're classifying it, tagging with a category. And then this agent is referencing all this information from the client base, going through a couple different chaining prompts to then create an output that's following rules that you could set up. And Jason talks about this. It's like you want to train the agent with good responses and good outcomes that you've already seen in your go-to-market, right? So for like, if a specific objection comes up a ton, you could reference that, put that in a client knowledge base, and let the agent kind of tool call where it sees fit. And again, like using Claude Code SDK or Agent SDK for this to make that tool calling, and also using Claude Anthropic as like the content creation engine. So we got this inbound reply, or we got this reply for, I believe it was this one, from a prospect. And then this is the reply that we could then send out. And if you got APIs hooked up, that only took a couple seconds to make. And then you could either, in the beginning phases, you'd probably want to look over the agent responses and then making sure they're good to send off for that like training period. But once you have that and you have good examples that you could feed the AI, then you can just let it run on itself, right? So, this response here is clearly following our client knowledge base, and you can hook this up to your own. You can create this however you would like, which is the great thing about it. And then also too, I'll pull up the terminal here just to show you what it looks like on like the back end. So there are tool callings that's going on in here. So you can see, tool call, classification, searching the knowledge space, summary, and then here are a couple more tool calls that you saw in the animation up front as well, like earlier when it was generating the reply. Got the knowledge base, here's the summary, and then boom, we have the outputted email. So you can hook this on up, and you have your APIs for your sales love outreach or instantly your smart leader email bison, whatever sequencer that you have. This could sit right on top of it, relieve your SDR manually replying or manually handling all these emails that are coming in per day. So you could abstract that away, make their time more valuable and more high impact. But yeah, that's pretty much what I built out, and I highly recommend Jason Lemkin's pod, this specific episode, as well as their own podcast. Very, very good, especially if you're looking to get some ideas about how you can implement AI in your go-to-market stack. So highly recommend this episode. Just wanted to show, you can build this out and you can go like a lot farther with it. So maybe, actually put this into your stack and, see how far you could take it. But yeah, if you have any questions or you want to talk more about this, feel free to shoot me over a DM or a comment below, and I'll get back to you.